Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are on a fantastic day wherever you are around the world. And welcome to another transfer video for you guys today. Of course, like I said earlier on in the week, that transfers is pretty much the main thing this summer, and look, that's what it's practically going to be until Liverpool kick another a ball in a game of football. Anyway, but as you can see by the thumbnail and the title, today we're going to take a look at who will be the next signing for Liverpool in this summer transfer window. Of course, there's been some rumors and speculation over the last couple of days anyway concerning many people anyway. I will be talking about them tonight. But as you can see, I'm joined by a very special guest, and that's Mr. Jack Mack, LFC. Jack, how you doing, mate?
Right, Lara, thank you very much for letting me come on, mate. Yeah, sometimes life does catch up to you, and you always have technical issues, mate. But yeah, we've got a whole couple of week shows planned anyway, haven't we? So there's going to be a lot more transfer news stories coming on. But we can't wait to get stuck into tonight's episode, mate.
Yeah, brilliant. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, we're talking about the video that was meant to happen yesterday, but for some reason on here it said I was live. On the computer it said I was not live, and it just went all to plonk. So yeah, hopefully I was editing that today, so that video hopefully be out for you tomorrow anyway. But Helen's in saying, do we have some sane LFC fans in here, please? No.
If you're speaking about me, Helen, then no. I'm far from that.
Yeah, no, fully no. Helen says BRB as well. John says evening, Reds. Hello, John. Hopefully you're on a fantastic day, mate. Helen says now to John. Anyway, Ben is in as well, saying yes now, boys. Hello, Ben. Hopefully you're on a fantastic
hello to Ben's new bird if she's there up the Reds.
Yeah. Hello. Hopefully you're doing a fantastic day. You hit my Benjamin and I'll kill you. No, I'm kidding. You don't delete me, please. Chris says evening, lads. Hopefully you're doing fantastic, Chris, anyway. And Helen says hi to Chris as well. Now let's get talking then. Transfer news, of course, and the one bit of transfer news that's been floating around is about this man in particular. Rafinha has been mentioned, of course, the Brazilian winger belonging to Leeds United. Of course, Liverpool have been linked around a deal looking around 40 million euros, which in my opinion would be an absolute steal yet again from Michael Edwards anyway. But Jack, what are your thoughts on Rafinha, and could you see him easily slot in at Liverpool?
Yeah, very much so, mate. I've done a live stream. I've been speaking to you over the last couple of months anyway. He's really come into the Premier League and really adapted quite well. I know Bielsa hasn't always constantly put him into the limelight, but I think he took to the Premier League very well, especially coming from League One, not quite a physical league, but quite a technical league. And then Bielsa, under his guidance, he's really flourished. And I tell you, if Liverpool can manage to get the deal over the line for about 38 million, whatever it is, he fits to very much Jurgen Klopp mould, mate.
Yeah, no, he does. And for me, he does remind me quite a lot of Diogo Jota from last season, where we looked at, him and looking at it, as you can, guys can see on screen right now anyway. Hopefully, if I've worked this out, there we go. As you can see on screen, this is obviously Transfer Market. If you guys, want to, look at yourselves and go in there, then please look on Transfer Market because it is very reliable on all the stats and that. And as you can see, but there, 30 league appearances for him this season, 6 goals and 9 assists. Can play either on the left or mainly on the right, of course, being back up towards Mo Salah, could be back up towards Sadio Mane as well. As you can see there, his contract does expire in 2024, and the current market value is 25 million euros. But what I thought was very interesting, and as you can see by here, is that, Rennes bought, Rafinha from Sporting, if I can quickly get that off screen, as you can see but there, for less than what they sold him to Leeds for a year afterwards, which I thought was pretty funny, in my opinion anyway. And it just goes to show that Liverpool, they're looking in the market in the Premier League already. I would say Rafinha is already Premier League proven anyway in that sense, especially, with the season he's had as well. Now, the latest rumours as well concerning this is if Rafinha was to leave and was to go to Liverpool, then Leeds would want Harvey Elliott as part of the deal, not as a selling option. Harvey Elliott would go out there maybe a year on loan or 2 years on loan, and then Liverpool might have him. Well, I think definitely have him back, because Harvey Elliott is definitely one for the future anyway. But Jack, would you like that if that was to happen? Maybe £35 million, and Harvey Elliott getting Premier League experience as well in that, on getting on loan. Would you like that?
Yeah, I'd be absolutely all over that, mate. Obviously, we've seen him pull up trees really in the Championship for a player of his age and that ability. We all know Harvey's ability. He's just got to keep his head down, focus on his footy, and he has done that since he's come into Liverpool from Fulham. And it's an excellent deal if that is potentially the case from Michael Edwards yet again. Not in terms of, obviously, we're keeping hold of Elliott, but if he does go to Leeds United, we've watched Leeds this season. The way in which they attack, and Harvey was to go in the opposite direction. We got Rafinha. Harvey had learned so much in terms of, as a manager, Bielsa. He's fantastic. He demands such a lot from his players, and I think Jurgen Klopp probably and Edwards have looked at this as a potential, the next process and step really of sending Harvey. For me, I done a show last night, mate, and said Harvey Elliott, it'd be great to loan him back out, but into a Premier League side, because he's 17, 18 years old now, mate. But he's got bags of ability, and if he can learn at a quicker pace in terms of Premier League environments, where he's guaranteed at least 25 to 25 starts or even appearances, if he's coming on 20, 30 minutes, he'll learn so much from him.
Yeah, no, he will, absolutely, and I absolutely agree with you. I think at the end of the day, Liverpool would massively, I think, benefit from this, because look, of course, this is the main focus. Liverpool would massively benefit from it, but I think as well, of course, we get the instant impact of Rafinha if that was to happen, and then like you said, Harvey Elliott would have plenty of Premier League experience. Then, when he did come back to Liverpool, like you said, Blackburn, getting voted for the young player of the year in the Championship, and for me, he was absolutely fantastic for Blackburn. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say that I've watched Championship football week in, week out, but from what I did see and what I have seen of Harvey Elliott this season, he looks absolute baller.
Stats wise, mate, as well, mate, don't he? Obviously, if you look, analyse him around other similar players of that quality and his age bracket, he was up there. I think he absolutely smashed Fati of Barcelona. I know Fati was out injured throughout large portions of this season, but I think he is probably the best in terms of his position, really, in terms of forwards in European football. There's probably a couple of Portuguese lads and a couple of German players coming through the ranks, but from the highlights in which we've all seen, every Liverpool fan, you see if he got an assist or goal, but I'm fingers crossed if he just lets his football do the talking, I think he'll be sound.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with that. And guys, let us know your thoughts on the transfer. I know that we've said 40 million euros for Rafinha. That's the rumoured price tag. It could be a lot more. Of course, Leeds, I think, would be asking for a lot more. But like we know, the god himself, Michael Edwards, could probably get him for about 25p if he really wanted to be fair. But, Stevenson is also saying you never walk alone. Helen says hi to Jack as well. Evening Helen says Chris. Hi, Connor, as well. Hello, Helen. Hopefully you're on a fantastic day.
Hello there.
Hello there. Let me scroll down a little bit. Ben said, not gonna lie, boys, I've barely been on social media to see any rumors, so fill me in on all the main ones. We will indeed. Back with a cup of tea, says John. Chris says, I couldn't give a coin toss about friendlies. Absolutely meaningless. That meaningless rather watch Teletubbies. Yeah,
it's probably more entertaining. At least they'll probably play with a decent right back on Teletubbies.
Yeah, well, at least maybe the Teletubbies can make the hard decisions and not take an actual right back.
They'll probably go on the counter attack and not on the back foot. The Tinky Winky down the wing with Poe in the box, bang, Won't be quite as good as Alisson's header, like, but
Gareth Southgate's like England squad on like Football Manager must contain every single right back that is, known to it anyway.
Mason Mount, a whole team of Mason Mount, and they'll be made up.
Ben says, I can see us paying a lot for Rafinha, but it would be 100% worth every single penny. I would agree. To be fair, you missed it, Ben. Lol. I think that was with the rumours. Rafinha be a good signing. Only problem I have with it is he's only had one season in the Prem. That's true, but I think with a player you can tell his quality, and I don't think when we looked at Jota last season, we didn't really take notice of him, and I don't think we really have took notice of him now. With Rafinha and that, and just allow Jurgen Klopp to work with Rafinha and look what he can do with a player. Jota, friggin', absolutely surprised. I think all of us
6 months with under Jaeger, mate, and he's done madness.
He's the best super sub in the Premier League. I think that was the safe thing to say. Anyway, let me scroll back.
The best Portuguese player in the Premier League at me. Triggered all the United fans.
Oh, here we go. Chris says, but suppose Rafinha already been proven in Ligue 1 with Rennes. Yeah, that is very true. Ben says, I wouldn't say only one season in the Prem is a bad thing, Chris. If anything, it shows his quality coming straight into the league and performing at a top level. Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that as well. Chris will come back with that'd be a good deal if we can get Rafinha and Leeds get Elliott on loan. Yeah, it'd be an absolutely fantastic deal, wouldn't it? And look, Michael, is it impossible to say that Michael Edwards could do a good deal? No, because he is the man when it comes to transfers. Anyway, for some reason, Ben, your beard exactly like Jon Snow's from Game of Thrones. Maybe you
can tell Latham's in a good mood.
You can definitely tell.
Move on.
Yeah. Freaking Steven says Leeds would be perfect for Elliott. Seamerson saying good evening all. Hello, Seamerson. Hopefully on a fantastic day, mate. But let's move on then to the other target that has also been linked with Liverpool Football Club, and that is Pastor Daka. Of course, he has been, same as Rafinha, was linked on the same day. I'd say more so in terms of course, we've known that he is going to be moving to a big European club today. I believe he spoke to some insider website or whatever, and he did say that he wants to move, or is planning to move to a top European club. Now, what would you class as top European club? Would you class it? Yeah, you class it.
Definitely not Everton or Man United. Wait, what?
Hey. People like that, they leave to go to Real Madrid. Just saying. Let's move away from that. But no, look, past the Daka, as you can hopefully see on your screen right now. Of course, there he is, the beautiful man. He isn't beautiful if he doesn't join Liverpool, by the way. Of course, 28 appearances in the league for him this season, 27 goals and 7 assists, as you can see there as well. Like, Jurgen Klopp likes a bit of, room in the forward line where, his players can play wherever he wants them to play. And as you can see there, his preferred position is centre forward, but I can also play on the left and on the right as well. Current market value is at 22 million euros. The rumour is anyway that it's around 25 million euros, the deal anyway, with Pastor Daka anyway. And Jack, with the likes of Divock Origi getting, rumoured away as well and getting, this, that and the other, I know that reports anyway, I think Fabrizio Romano said on his podcast today that Divock is practically out of the door for Liverpool, and could you see Daka being that person that we've spoken about since probably January, February time, where we've said Liverpool need this out and out number 9 and to make a difference when it really matters? And could you see that being Daka as well as a replacement for Divock in the squad?
Yeah, definitely, mate. As me and you spoken, every Liverpool fan over the last 2 years, even when we won the league, there was games where Liverpool need to adapt their game, and I think next season and pre-season it'd be so important that we have at least a plan B, a C, a D, and an E in terms of changing games the way in which we can. But one of those big things last season was squad depth and the ability to bring players on. Liverpool Shaqiri, great player on his day, but yet again, always injured the majority of it. Divock Origi, writing's been on the wall, as you mentioned there. I think if Liverpool can at least get 20 million and get Daka for a similar fee, that'd be fantastic, because Daka, he's a proven league winner. Yeah, it's in Austria, but it takes a lot of ability, really. He's mature. He would have learned so much. And I think he's 22 years old, isn't he, mate? And at the right age, he'll come in with that hunger. And fingers crossed, if Liverpool potentially put themselves in a position where we can sign the next Haaland, or buy a player that makes that move to Liverpool, instead of obviously either like the Dortmunds or the Bayern or someone else, and then in the future they move on. I'm hoping Daka is that type of player that would come into Liverpool and really explode onto the Premier League scene and really be like another absolute steal and a gem of a player.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And look, I know that, like you said there, we've spoken for months and months, and we've said, Daka is a name that Liverpool should definitely be going for. One of the most prolific goal scorers in Europe this season. You've seen then from his numbers alone. Yes, his conversion rate is a little bit lacking on there, but if you're scoring 25 plus goals and your conversion rate's a bit down, imagine when his conversion rate is actually quite good.
If he starts missing anyway, he'll just be like another Liverpool forward anyway. The amount of chances we miss.
Well, I mean, like another Bobby. It would be literally like another Bobby anyway. But look, I think Daka, I think he's the perfect guy for Liverpool. We've all spoken about, of course, Haaland, Mbappe, wishing that anyway. And for me, look, Daka, he makes sense. Like Jack said, if we could sell Divock Origi for around 15, 20 million, we know Michael Edwards can do it. He did it with Dominic Solanke, for God's sake. And the thing is, we then if we sold Divock for, let's say, 18 mil and then signed Daka for 25, net spend isn't going much up, is it? And I think that is what Liverpool, as we know, are about. We don't spend ridiculous amount of money without selling, isn't it? But I think Liverpool this season and this summer anyway can afford to spend a little bit more money, of course. But guys, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Helen says fans wanting Daka big time.
It's a big point as well, Connor. I think if you're going to bring any forwards in world football, they're going to be like, well, you've got Mane, you've got Bobby, and you've got Salah up front. So unless you're going to be bringing in a player that is either going to be better than them, or a player that is just under that bracket with the potential to actually develop and potentially could be better than those three in about 2-3 years' time. Because Divock Origi, as much as he's frustrated Liverpool fans over the couple of years, yes, we can talk about his big exploits in the Champions League. Phenomenal what he done for the football club, but it's really frustrated, and he's accepted. He knew himself. He's not been a player that's gone to the media, kicked off every single week, I'm not getting played. He's been very respectful of the football club, and I think that's the profile of player that we need to bring in as well. Jota, there'll come a time next season that Jota's not going to be playing every game. Mane will probably get dropped, or Salah or Bobby. They'll all interchange, and if we throw Daka into the mix, then even better, because you'll have two at least forwards to really, at least, if you do get rid of Origi and Shaqiri, you've got money for Harry Wilson, Grujic. There's so many room really to manoeuvre in terms of potential transfer fees. So I think a big point is getting a player in that is not going to disrupt the apple cart, really, because that's what we don't want. We want players that want to come in, and I think if Daka come in, mate, it would be a case of him wanting to compete, or a player at level that wants to compete and learn from those three up front.
Yeah, no, I'd absolutely agree. And I think the one thing that you mentioned there is, adding in numbers and strengthening numbers. Look, like I said, we speak about, the likes of Haaland and Mbappe. They're up there on the level of Mo Salah and Sadio Mane. I think, even probably a bit better in some senses. But for me, especially if we want to... excuse me, if we want to compete with the likes of Manchester City, Man City, they've got, Mahrez, Sterling, Bernardo Silva, he's a rat, and other people as well. And they're looking to add, in Harry Kane. Liverpool need to strengthen the bench. We've said this probably for the last 3 years. Alone, we've said that Liverpool need to strengthen the bench. Liverpool's first 11, I think we can safely say, is the best in Europe. Liverpool's squad is very low down in terms of quality in when we're looking at fighting for league titles, and we're looking to fight for the Champions League as well. We've been fortunate over the last couple of years, and we've seen this season in particular as well, Jack, haven't we? How we need to rely on squad depth and the quality of squad depth, and as we've seen this season, it hasn't been the case, is it? Because we were struggling, and we luckily got Champions League football.
Yeah, you can talk about, obviously, we've got Kanate, great heads. Bring him in. He'll compete amongst, obviously, Virgil van Dijk. If Matip stays, I'd love it if he stayed, and he stayed fit, because he's a phenomenal centre-back. But I think we might potentially sell him, especially if he does stay fit for like 6 months. So you're looking at really improving Liverpool's defence, midfield, and the attack, and there needs to be no drop-off in terms of quality. We've seen last year the fiasco that was Liverpool's defensive crisis, and I think Jurgen Klopp publicly outed them, FSG, very publicly, and that was before the Super League nonsense anyway. So he's made his feelings known, and I think he will do exactly the same, but in-house. He'll tell to the board, he'll be like, we were massively off it last season, and Jurgen and the lads were, they'll know exactly what they need to do, and the levels in which Liverpool aspire to be at last season was a blip, you could say, in terms of recent times, and obviously challenging for the league. But as you mentioned there, it's so important. Squad depth is key, and we need the attacking, midfield, defence, and even goalkeeper if we need to strengthen in goalkeeping position as well.
Yeah, definitely. Interesting thing that Chris has said there. Daka plays with Zambia, who hasn't qualified for the African Cup of Nations, which of course will happen in January February, of course, if they reach the final anyway. In this season, which that's huge itself. We're going to lose the likes of Sadio Mane, Mo Salah, and Naby Keita as well, if Naby Keita's off the injury table.
Probably injured again. So.
But yeah, that is a very interesting point as well. And Liverpool need those numbers, like we've talked about, to be there anyway. And Liverpool could end up having, if we was to sign Daka, Daka, Bobby, and maybe a midfielder, as a three that we're going to be talking about quite soon anyway. John says, to be honest, never seen Daka play. Know nothing about him, but hype around him sounds impressive.
He got 2 goals against Liverpool this last season in the pre-season, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah, he did.
So
he looked absolute boss. I think
he turned into Virgil and said, "Oh no, it's a friendly, calm down, McKindle." He got that Virgil, and I was like, "Bloody hell!" How many players actually do that?
Well, to be fair, I looked at that squad, and it was actually a very decent squad we put out that day. I think it was Alisson. Yeah. I think we had Gomez and Virgil there. I think Robbo was playing as well, and we had the normal front three and the normal midfield as well. So it was like, for Liverpool and Daka, to be fair, Daka turned us inside out that day.
I know they were probably on holiday beach mode, probably still.
Yeah, we just won the league, we can afford to, muck around a bit. Liz says they are not getting 20 mil for Origi, but we should still sell.
I reckon we will, Liz. Easy 20 million. Easy.
Michael Edwards and Liverpool Football Club. That's all I should say, Liz. That's all I should say.
Look at Jordan Ibe. The fact that we got, 15 million for Jordan Ibe, about 10 million, and then 20 million for Dom Solanke.
Yeah, but why couldn't Bournemouth come up instead of Brentford? And then, we could have gone to Bournemouth. Look at Divock Origi. He's so impressive. He's got a Champions League winning goal.
What is it, the knock-on effect? It used to be Liverpool buying Southampton players. Now it's turned into RB Leipzig buying their players, and then Bournemouth get promoted next season and come back into buying all our scraps in terms of players.
One big cycle. Helen says, okay, but would we have World Cup qualifiers to play then, Daka? I guess so.
Not too sure. And
Yeah.
obviously, they'll still be qualifying for the World Cup, won't they? So.
Maybe 10 mil for Origi, says Helen. Chris says, to be honest, Helen, then World Cup qualifiers be in the international break. Some as European clubs play their World Cup qualifiers. Yeah, that is true. To be fair. Hello, everyone from the 1892 Reds podcast. Not Daka for me. I've seen you lads on Twitter say no Daka, and why? I've asked why and not got a response.
Yeah, get on, boys. Drop the link in the description. Get Ricky in there, Richard.
Lads, I need a why. I don't need no to Daka. I need a reason why you will not have Daka in this team.
Tonight, I'm doing a live stream later. You can both come on with your boxing gloves and go, let's have it.
I will literally. Literally, I got a pool cue, but I'll literally grab that.
Whoa, don't do it, Clay. Bellamy laugh. Bloody hell.
Whoa.
A John Harry.
Stephen Owen says, buy low, improve your assets, sell high. Yeah, that's the Liverpool way, to be fair, isn't it, mate? Helen says, is it okay? Right, the international tournaments I can't keep up. Lol. Simon Small says, Daka is an interesting one. Yes, he's good. He'll score a record in Austria. Could be risky signing, making a step up to the Premier League. But if the price is right, we should go for him. What I should say as well, with the rumour as well that Liverpool are interested in him, West Ham as well are the likeliest as well Premier League side to compete with Liverpool with it, which apparently West Ham have 20 million to spare after they sold Sebastian Haller to Ajax. Remember that Ajax left Haller out of the Europa League squad. That was quite funny, to be fair, but West Ham to compete with us, Jack.
Well, if you sell Declan Rice and that, maybe they might have a bit of change left over. But yeah, if Liverpool want the man, we always get our man, mate. And no one in Europe will compete as long as Daka gets a little phone call from Jürgen and meets it up in Blackpool Tower. Then I'll just get the deal sorted.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Data's in saying, I hear today Sancho, I think that's Sancho anyway, wants Liverpool. Not sure if this is true, but hoping it is. Not sure if FSG will pay £80 million. Did we expect we'd pay 75 million for Van Dijk?
If the player's right and Jürgen wants his man, I think FSG will. Yeah. Whoever it is, if it's Sancho or potential other player that Liverpool fans haven't identified, then I think if the price is right, Jürgen we'll get our man, whoever it is.
Absolutely. John says, do you think James Milner should be offered a coaching role when he hangs up his boots? I think he should be kept around after he stops playing. Yeah, 1000%.
Yeah, and I've seen this notion on Twitter as well this week. I don't know if you've seen it, Conor, and everyone.
I think
it was about everyone complaining about how much we pay James Milner. Yeah, we get him on a free, and he's on probably 100k a week, but in terms of what he's brought to the football club, that's priceless. He's probably one of the most, him and Jordan Henderson, two of the most professional players, and he's still a very good footballer. He'll run through a brick wall for your football club, and as you mentioned there, John, in terms of a coaching role, 100 million%, mate. Especially if down the line, Gerrard eventually, once Jürgen decides to go to international or retire, wherever he goes in the future. But if Klopp signs a new deal, I think he'd very much love to have James Milner, because you only have to watch, was it last year, the year before, when I think Liverpool went abroad for the Club World Cup and James Milner stayed behind to help the obviously the young squad playing against Arsenal in the Cup. And really, or whoever were playing the cup anyway, I think that was the year before last. But he was there cheering on the young players. And if you're a young player like Curtis or Trent, you've got the guidance of Henderson and obviously James Milner. I think what he offers the football club is you can't put a price tag on it. He offers so much. Yeah.
No, he does, and
it fell off reading that.
Yeah, no, I did see it. I did see that someone was like, and they created like a thread about it, and it was like, oh, we've paid James Milner like 30 million, this, that, and the other, and I'm like, just shut up.
Just so what have we won? What have we won?
It's like, it's like we've won a Champions League, we've won a Premier League title, by the way, and we've won a Club World Cup, and I think the game that you're thinking about is the game against Villa, where we played the kids, didn't we? And then I think, what was it, less than 20 hours later, we played in the semi-final of the Club World Cup.
He basically stayed back, didn't he? Just to help the lads.
It's just hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. And look, for me, James Milner 1000% deserves a brand new contract at Liverpool, and that coaching role should definitely be within it anyway. Chris says, can we just bloody get rid of Grujic and Wilson permanently instead of loaning them out every year? Sick of us loaning them out just to sell them, take whatever for them. I think with Harry Wilson, I think Liverpool would have sold him last season, and it was very close, the deal between them and Brighton. But not Brighton, sorry, Burnley. It was Burnley that was very, very close to signing Harry Wilson, and for some reason Burnley pulled out because they didn't have the funds for it. Apparently it was around £16 million, the deal for that anyway. And I think with Grujic it's hard, because I think Grujic could be a fantastic Fabinho backup, but for some reason Jurgen Klopp doesn't see it like that. And I would agree. I think, look, it's time to get rid of him. Maybe Porto might come back in. Maybe one of the new championship clubs coming into the league might get him.
From what I've seen, mate, the Porto fans absolutely love him. He's taken so well to the Portuguese league, and they were begging him not to leave when Porto put down their social media account as well. So it's Portuguese teams have not got a lot of money. Possibly a Sporting Lisbon, obviously with the Bruno Fernandes money. But in terms of, I love Grujic, but I think Liverpool moved away from that style of player.
Yeah.
Got rid of Emre Can. Obviously, he left on a free. And then Grujic he's 6'3", 6'4". He's a very good technical player. But I think we need players in the ilk of low centre of gravity, really, like a genuine Oldham, a Thiago, possibly a Hazemawar, whoever we bring in. Ox isn't tall. He's about 5'10" as well. So, yeah, I think he doesn't fit the profile of a midfielder. Yeah. Obviously, as you mentioned, if he was playing CDM, but I don't think that's his right position. He's more of a box-to-box midfielder.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that, to be fair. And look, maybe Liverpool, guys, let us know, how much do you think we should sell Grujic for? Anyway, in the comment section down below. The Reds podcaster said, not the level we should be going for. We are Liverpool. I'd rather, is it Bordeaux or Bordeaux?
Bordeaux. When you say he's on a similar level,
yeah, I know he got 2 goals against Canate, because of course Sky Sports made this whole notion of, brand new signing Canate has, done this, done that. It's like, shut up.
But wouldn't Baodu be on the same level as Daka, boys? Let us know. I think it's obviously Daka's won championships in Austria, and what's Baodu really achieved in terms of his player career,
I think he scored 16, 17 goals, I think, in the Eredivisie, which is good. And I know we've been mentioned with Malen as well from the Eredivisie, but for me personally, I would much prefer that.
Yeah, if that Baodu had a bit more European pedigree in terms of obviously Champions League or Europa, is it Eintracht or Utrecht or whatever he plays for? Let us know who he plays for, please, anyway. I know it's not either PSV or obviously the Ajax definitely doesn't play for them. So
yeah, right. But let's move on then to let us know, boys, in the comment section down below and who he plays for. But the next guy that we're going to be talking about, which I told Jack before we went on stream, who the next guy was going to be anyway for it. And yeah, the next guy is Phil Coutinho. We're not gonna really talk about.
There goes the monetization. Sorry, Con.
Look, Liverpool, we've always talked about the Phil Coutinho replacement, haven't we, since he's left Liverpool? And of course, as the normal shitty rumours go around, of course, he's been linked towards Liverpool this summer, as you can see on Transfer Market. As you can see in the bottom right, but there, as you can see, the 2 clubs that are currently getting linked towards him. One doesn't have a manager. The other one is a bit of a fraud.
Well, probably in a couple of months, both of them won't have any managers. So.
But, at the end of the day, they both well, as you can see, but they're Phil Coutinho, 12 appearances in the league this like last season, 2 goals, 2 assists. Current market value is at 40 million euros. Look, as you can see, but the highest market value 150 million, which was what 3 years ago, and that does anyone want Phil Coutinho back?
I honestly cannot believe we sold him for that much. The fact that Barcelona actually sort of bought him off us. I know we sold Sterling a couple of years back, 50 million, and I think he's probably worth double that probably now anyway, Raheem. But Coutinho, man, don't know, he was a great player for Liverpool, but the fact that I think Jürgen and probably everyone in the Liverpool squad went, they honestly don't put that much. And obviously, I think if you want to believe, there's so many different thoughts from everyone. There's not, I think, 100% concrete that apparently if Barca sold off the debt or that Liverpool loan or whoever is the banks that owes, or if it has been paid off. But that more or less bought Alisson and Virgil van Dijk, and nice one, Phil.
Well, Steve says Coutinho, no thanks. Chris says, don't think Coutinho is good enough for the elite clubs. Helen says, I think if fans want him, they need to leave the club. Stage left. Lol. Chris says, anyone? Red Booker says, wouldn't take Coutinho back, but we need a player like him. And yeah, look, I wanted to just mention Phil Coutinho because he has been mentioned. I know Raheem Sterling's also been mentioned. Don't worry.
Okay.
He's not in this video. He's not in this video. Don't worry, he is not in this video.
About to jump out of the
window. No, he is firmly not in this video.
Don't get wrong, there was Coutinho leaving, then it was Sterling leaving. Like, Christ. My man went on BBC News and done a car crash interview live on BBC. I was like, are you mad?
Well, to be fair, it's like, we showed you the stats there, Phil Coutinho. The only reason why he's only played 12 games this season is because if he went over 15, they would have to pay Liverpool 5 million euros extra. This is why he hasn't played. He's fit. That's not the height. That's the fact. Phil Coutinho has been fit since January, and he still isn't playing because Barcelona cannot afford to pay £5 million.
They can't even afford a sandwich at this rate, in terms, I think even if they won the league as well, I don't know how many years that contract in terms, obviously, probably the first year when Barca signed him if they won the league, but he spent a loan out at Bayern. He's jumped into everyone's bed, and bless him.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it wouldn't surprise me if, Antonio Conte got him at Spurs. That would not definitely surprise me. Anyway, but moving on then to a player like someone said in the comment section. I think it was Red's podcast said that we need a person like a Phil Coutinho style player, and for me, this player could very well be Jose Mauer. Of course. Played in the French under-21s team alongside Canate, playing as a left wing. I personally didn't think he played well in that game. I thought he had a very, very poor game. And I've seen plenty of people on Twitter say that, this, that, and the other. He's absolutely crap in this game.
He's had a bad 90 minutes. Is he bad footballer? Stop the world.
He's had a bad 90 minutes. Liverpool shouldn't go anywhere near him. But I'm telling you something. Liverpool should definitely go near him. Anyway, as you can see, but there, 30 appearances this season, 7 goals, 3 assists. Of course, can play in the central midfield, which is his preferred position as a box-to-box midfielder, can play in a number 10 role as well, and also, like I said, he can play as a left wing, left midfield as well. Rated at 50 million euros, which if Liverpool signed him for that, would we be happy with that? I don't know realistically. The highest he's ever been is 55 million euros, which was in March this last year. So very, very interesting that, and his contract does expire in 2023 as well. And look, we've already known players from Lyon anyway. In terms of Nabil Fekir, Jack, we have a good relationship, I would say, with them. Look, I know that the Fekir deal didn't work, but I know that we was on good terms with them anyway. Could you see Aouar being that Phil Coutinho replacement?
Yeah, definitely, mate. Hopefully Canate gets him in a headlock and just brings him back to John Lennon. After, because he will be getting announced soon, Canate, in terms of the official, obviously it was announced, but in terms of the official club photos of his brand new kit on, it'll be getting done soon. Probably already done it today. So, yeah, he ticks all the boxes. Plenty of Ligue 1 experience. He's played for many years. He broke into Lyon very young, and he's really established himself. He's got European pedigree, which any potential signing like Daka or any potential signs that do come into Liverpool Football Club, it helps if they have played a couple of European games, considering the level in which these potential player signs are going to be coming into. 22 years old, plenty of potential, 2 years left on his contract. So, yes, his market value on that website is around 50 million. I think Jaeger and Michael Edwards could very much bring that down. And if, like I was speaking to everyone on my live stream last night, the sheer state in which the French football league is in, they're all skint. Honestly, apart from obviously Paris Saint-Germain and possibly Nice and Lille at the minute, in terms of obviously Lille won the league, so the TV deal crashed, and there's going to be huge exodus from French teams this season. And I think Camavinga, he's a player that is being highly sought after in European football. So I think he and Aouar will very much move in this summer, or if not, it will be in the January transfer window.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And it was something interesting that you said there. French football is strapped for cash right now, and it's been rumored and suggested, plenty of a time, that the likes of Lyon and Lille have to sell. We've already seen with the Lille squad. Anyway, they sold their goalkeeper to AC Milan. As Milan are looking at the minute, looking likely that Donnarumma is going to be leaving there anyway.
Just seeing it, lads, coming. I hate the Fekir medical is still going on.
Yeah,
I think it is, boys. Anyway.
To be fair, I was getting on to that, but Chris mentions a good point as well. 25 million for Aouar. We should be all over that. That is the current, value of it. I think Fabrizio Romano did say that it is around 25, 30 million for Aouar in the summer anyway, which would be, an absolute steal in my opinion anyway. Aouar at that price, we should snap him right up. 1892 Red Podcast says, I hear the Fekir medical is still going on. To be fair, with the Fekir situation, it's really funny because I don't think everyone knows the fact why we didn't sign him. Wasn't the fact, and I think this is
his brother apparently, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was his brother, because Liverpool, obviously the medical staff and wherever, they found out. Yeah, so everything was done, and then the medical staff had like a last look at his knee and his medical things. And what had happened, he had torn, I think, a tendon or something in his leg, or I don't know what it was. And instead of using live cells to repair it, they used dead cells, and it took a lot longer for him to heal and recuperate from it. And
I think it was his brother. Because I think you only have to look at the.
It was that, and then his brother then found out, because Liverpool and Lyon had agreed a deal lower than the actual price, because they found out about this medical thing, and then his brother went, "Oh, ask Liverpool for another 100k," and it's like, "What do you mean, ask for another 100k a week? Are you mental? You have a dodgy knee. Like, you're lucky that we don't do 100k less."
But the amount if you look at when he's played for Real Sociedad or Betis, wherever he moved to, he's played a lot of football, and that's not been an issue. Obviously, the Spanish La Liga, you can have a cup of tea and a brekkie in the middle of the pitch, you still won't get pressed unless you're playing in Barcelona or Real.
Yeah, no, you will. Everyone has a bad game. Jesus Christ, these people saying that nonsense about not signing him because he had because of that. How about you do better than him and get your boots on, and then clever clogs as well. Karen's laugh at that, saying evening all as well. Andrew's in as well. Hello, Andrew. Hopefully on a fantastic day, mate. Says, all right, guys. Sorry, I've joined late. Daka has come out today and confirmed he's moving to a European club. We have talked about this, Andrew, lad.
You can rewind it.
Go back, and what what I'm going to try and do is try and stamp, times when we talk about it after this goes live anyway, to help people, watch it as well. So yeah, but just scroll back maybe about 20 minutes. And yeah, we talked about Daka for a good 10 minutes or so. Does that mean Mbappe's value is gone down? No. Sadly not. Anyway,
sadly they're backed by a whole country, mate. If that wasn't the case, then probably but
oh Jesus Christ! Anyway, and the last guy that we're going to be talking about in today's video is this guy, Ibra Doba. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, if I can quickly get the share screen up. Anyway, this was reported by 90 Minutes. Anyway, it was seen on the Echo. If I can make that bigger for you guys, there we go. And for some reason, it's telling us to learn about COVID-19. Fantastic!
Get your jabs, everyone. You're lucky that was a Liverpool Echo pop up there. We're able to see what Connor's been looking on the internet.
You don't want to know. Wait, what? Right, let's get a pause screen for you guys anyway. There you go. Of course, Liverpool and Manchester City linked the teenage midfielder. Liverpool are reportedly set to battle Manchester City for the signing of a young midfielder. According to 90 Minutes, the Reds are showing in talent for Ibra. I've just seen more. For Doba this summer, the report goes on to state that the 19-year-old is also attracting interest from Manchester City, along with hosts of other clubs. Manchester United, West Ham, Brighton, Crystal Palace, Southampton, and Norwich are all the other clubs supposedly showing an interest in the teenager. Now, Jack, I think Jack's done it. I think he's ran off. To be fair, I haven't heard this guy whatsoever.
You know what I was laughing at? Everyone, I honestly hope he's all laughs. Did you see the advert that was on the side of that bar then? And the Liverpool Echo, I don't know what they're doing in the Liverpool Echo. It was breast milk.
I see.
Connor's getting sponsored by breast milk in his next Liverpool video.
Well, to be fair. Oh, for God's sake.
You know what? Right. Connor's been researching.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I haven't been researching that. Anyway, but Jack, have you heard this guy at all? From Roma?
No, mate. I'm not going to sit here. Yeah, I've seen every single game he's played. Hopefully, if Roma gets sponsored by potential milk products, then not really. Not really. I love doing videos with Connor. We have a good laugh. I bet you'd have one of those probably just like staying face, just going.
If you've just tuned in, you wouldn't have a clue what the hell we're talking about.
But yeah, no, yeah. Honestly, he's played about 50 games for Roma now. I think it's just another name, really, mate. It's the journos must have got tired in Italy, really, and pulling out names out of a hat, but. We'll see in the future. I thought there was a young lad for Roma, central attacking midfielder. I forgot his name, but he's very renowned within European football. I think I know who you're talking about, but the attacking midfielder for AC Roma anyway.
Yeah, I'm never ever getting up the freaking Echo ever again. Especially when that happens anyway. But yeah, guys, let us know where's the bloody professionalism. Too much. There's no professionalism here. I can already tell you that. No, there's no professionalism on YouTube. Anyway, we could do it.
We can be serious when you want to us.
Yeah, we could be, but sure, I see him playing over the local park. I mean, we must be proud with laughing faces. Helen says the fun of computing, lol. See us with the laughing faces as well. Steven says, we already read that one out anyway. But guys, before we do head off, let us know through all the people we've spoken about in tonight's show, who's the main guy that you want us to sign next season. Of course, we've been speaking about Rafinha, Daka, Phil Coutinho, Jose Mauer, and then of course that Roma guy that I don't think anyone knows anyone about. Anyway, but Jack, out of them lot, who would you like Liverpool to sign the most next? maybe breast milk.
Never know. Couldn't be worse than Angry Birds from the Ev or Tinder from the Man City lot anyway. So, yeah, in terms of Rafinha, mate, I think as we spoke about and we've been speaking to everyone in the comment section below and Liverpool fans, he looks the most exciting. When I've seen him on Match Today, and my mate Tom, you spoke to Tom, I mean, he's a massive Leeds fan, and he's been really impressed. I don't think the Leeds fans expected him to make as big of an impact. Obviously, French footy, it's not as physical, and certain players have moved to the Premier League really, and really struggled to adapt. But you've looked at Kante, and there's so many Riyad Mahrez as well, and potentially. And Rafinha's followed that suit in terms of transition, mate. But he ticks every single box. If you had to identify a Liverpool player in Edwards, a player that plays in numerous positions, he's a good nationality. Our lads anyway, Agent Bobby is doing his work, and which he's done with Alisson. So fingers crossed, Bobby has his way. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I would agree. Rafinha would be a boss signing. Sina says, "Can't I get that new sponsorship for the streams? I'll be in contact."
Might be able to give some giveaways as well, actually.
Shut up. I think we can end it there, guys. Thank you to everyone that has tuned in towards tonight's show. It's very much appreciated as always. If you have liked this type of style of video, then please give the video a like. It's very much appreciated if you could do so. But Jack, have you got anything else to add before we leave?
Yeah, no, thank you very much for letting me come on, mate. I'll be getting Connor on tonight if he can make it. I'll be going live at 9:30 if it goes good. So if you don't, hopefully I'll be speaking to you very soon, mate. But yeah, it's been a good laugh. That's what we've got to do when we're doing our content. We're going to be sitting here like we're on Sky Sports and BBC. We love to have a good laugh with every single one of you at home. Hopefully you're all having a lovely night. And once again, thank you for letting me come on, mate. And yeah, fingers crossed we do get Rafinha. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully. To end the stream then, Steven said, Daka sounds a steal. Tielemans would be perfect for us of all the rumours. Yeah, we did speak about Tielemans in the last Liverpool transfer video. It looks like that Leicester have offered him a new deal as well. So, maybe we might talk about that in a a couple of days when, of course, we know more about that. Anyway, Seamus says, take care as well, everyone. And then Helen says, great stream, Colin and Jack, loads of fun. Well, thank you for that, Helen. And yeah, guys, if you could, please head over to Jack's channel as well. If you're not already, please hit the subscribe button, as always. But first, hit the subscribe button here. We're close to 500.
Yeah, get Connor to 500, everyone.
We can get to 500. If we can get to 500, it'd be very much appreciated.
We will.
Until next time, guys, that is going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the Cop Council. I will see you all next time. Tra Reds.